Hello all and welcome back to the channel. This is Ketul Patel, and in this video we are going to see that how we can create a virtual machine using VirtualBox for Kali Linux 2020.2. So let's start the video without wasting time.
To the summer of love.
So here I am an Oracle VM VirtualBox manager. So if you want to download this, the link is in description. You can go and download. So now we will create a Kali Linux virtual machine, custom virtual machine. So first of all, when you will open an Oracle Virtual VM VirtualBox Manager, you will see this interface. And here on the top, you will see some icons. So this is to add the already created virtual machine, and this is to create a new virtual machine. So let's click on new. And here it will ask for some basic information about your virtual machine. So let's name it as Kali Linux 2020.2 and select the location where you want to install your virtual machine or create your virtual machine. So be specific that you select a folder or a drive where you have sufficient sufficient available space to create a virtual machine, because it will take a 12 to 13 GB of your hard disk space depending on how much additional softwares you are going to install. And here in the type you need to select the Linux, as Kali Linux is a Linux distribution, and the version will be Debian 64-bit. Now this will depend on your choice, like if you are installing a 32-bit version, then select Debian 32 or select Debian 64 if you are using the 64-bit. As Kali Linux is based on Debian version, so you need to select Debian over here. Now this is your memory size, that is your RAM size. So like if you have a 4 GB RAM, then this configuration is good enough for you. But if you have a 8 GB RAM, give 3.5 or 4 GB, and if you have more RAM, select accordingly. So here I will assign 8 GB RAM, and now here there is an option. So click on create a virtual hard disk now and click create. Now after clicking on create, it will ask the additional information. So now the file size, so how much total amount of dedicated physical disk you want to allocate to your virtual machine. So by default it will be 8 GB. Now again it depends on your choice that how much you want to allocate. So 20 GB is a good enough space for you. If you want start with basic installation, you can upgrade the space later on if you are using more software and you need more space, but initially 20 GB will be good to go. And now here keep VirtualBox disk image and the dynamical. So now here it's an option, so like storage on physical hard disk. So we will allocate dynamically how much we use, it will allocate that space. And if you want a fixed size, you can click on fixed size of physical storage to it. But it's good to keep dynamically allocated, and click on create. So now you can see that basically your virtual machine for Kali Linux is created over here. And after creating this, now what you have to do is first of all go to system. So here, let me zoom in. So here in system you will see a boot order, so click on that. Now here you will get 4 different options. So deselect floppy, because nowadays we don't use floppy drive anymore, and click on network. If you use floppy, you can keep floppy over there, and select the network if it's deselected and click OK. And after doing this, we will allocate our ISO file for Kali Linux 2020.2 to our virtual machine. So as you can see in storage, the optical drive is empty over here. So what we will do is we will assign an ISO file for Kali Linux 2020.2. So click here, or you can click on storage and it will open another window for you. And here in the storage option, you can see that control ID is empty. So what you can do is here, click on this CD icon, blue CD icon, and here you will get the option to choose a file for it. So here, click on add and locate your ISO file. So you can see that this is my Kali Linux 2020.2 installer AMD 64-bit ISO file. So click on that, click on open. So what it will do is it will add your ISO file over here and click choose. So here you can see the information that it is an image type because as it is an ISO file, the size of it is 3.60 GB and the location from where you have selected your ISO file. Now you're almost done and click OK. So this is how you can create a Kali Linux virtual machine. Now what we will do is we will boot up our virtual machine and we will start with the installation process. So click on start. So what it will do is it will boot your Kali Linux virtual machine. Let me zoom in. So here you can see installation window for Kali Linux. So here you will get the different options. So you need to select the graphical installation option. So here you will find the graphical installation option. So click enter. Now here it will ask for the language for your Kali Linux. So default it is set up to English. If you want to change to your native language, you can change it. So click on continue. The location, you can set your location. Click continue. Which type of keyboard configuration you want. Like if you are using an English keyboard, you are typing in English language, then keep it on American English, or if you are using any other type of language, then you can change and click continue. So it will configure the keyboard for Kali Linux. So wait until this process get completed. It might take time depending on your machine. So wait until it completes its process. So now the basic startup installation is done. Now it's asking for configure the network. So to configure the network, it set the host name to Kali. So it's best to give the host name to Kali and click continue. It will ask for the domain name. If you are using a domain system, then you can enter it. Otherwise, keep it blank. Continue. You can also change it after installation. So provide a full name. It's creating a user account. So as in Windows, we create a user account. Here also we need to create a user. So and it will again show your username and the lowercase letters because it should be in a username should be in a lowercase letter. Click on continue. Now here it will ask to create a password for your root system. So create a password. click continue. So it will set up the user and the password. Now here you need to select the clock configuration, which time zone you are belong. You can select the Eastern if you are from Eastern time zone. So I will select Pacific time zone, click continue. So it will configure the clock cycle for you. So now here it will ask for partition disks. So click on guided and use entire disk and click continue. So it will show that this much is the hard disk partition that it will do and erase. So click continue. Here you will get selected for the selected partition. You will get so now here you need to select the partition scheme for your partition. So there are two options: separate home partition and one is all file in one partition. So if you are so it's better to keep all files in one partition regardless to a home partition as a different and other partition other as and other files in different partition. So keep it all file in one partition and click continue. So it will create a guided partition for you. Now here you can see that your primary allocation is 13.1 GB and your logical disk space is 8.4 GB that is used for installation and all. So click here finish partition and write changes to disk and click continue. Now here you will get an option. Here it will ask that you want write the changes to disk or not. So here we need to select yes and click continue. So it will create the partition and it will make changes to the disk. Now wait until the base system gets installed. It may take time. It may take a longer time. So wait until the process is completed and I will see you back again. So the basic installation is completed. The base system is installed in that partition. Now here it is asking for the configuration of the package manager. So here it's asking for the hypertext transfer protocol proxy information. So if you are using a proxy and if you want to set up a HTTP proxy to access the outside of if you're using a HTTP proxy, you can provide your proxy configuration over here. Otherwise, keep it empty and click continue, and it will configure the package manager for you. So now comes the basic part of installing the softwares to our Kali Linux. So here it is asking for the desktop environment. So it do not provide any. It do not have any effect on our installation of Kali Linux setup. So I will deselect it and keep Kali's default environment XFCE. And here I have selected the collection tools, the top 10 most popular tools and the default recommended tools for Kali Linux. So now if you have a sufficient space in your hard drive and if you're installing it on a clean system, then you can select the large number of selection on tools, additional tools that are provided by Kali Linux. So for now, the basic configuration, the basic need in which you will be getting completed initially is this. So select this options that I have selected and click continue. So it will install this all softwares and your Kali Linux. So this process also may take time to install. While your softwares are getting installed in Kali Linux, you can go and subscribe to my channel and like the video. So now here you can see that after a long installation process, our installation is about to complete. So now here is the option to install the Grub bootloader on a hard disk. So select yes and press continue, and here select this hard disk, that is /dev/hda for installation of your grub bootloader, and click continue and wait for some more time to get it installed. And after this our whole process will be completed and we will able to use Kali Linux. So wait until it gets completed. So finally our installation is completed. Now we need to restart our system and we will be able to access our Kali Linux. So we do not need to restart our host system, but just restart. Click on continue and it will finish up and restart the Kali Linux virtual machine for you. So as you can see that it is restarting the system. And here just click on Kali Linux, GNU Linux, and you will be ready to go to use the Kali Linux 2020.2. So log in with the user that we have created during the installation process. So here you can see that our Kali Linux 2020.2 is installed in our virtual box in our virtual machine. So this process to install the Kali Linux is same for VMware, or if you're installing this in your actual hard drive. So the installation process is same, but it might change for creating. So it might differ for creating the virtual machines, but the installation process is same. So if you are getting any error while any of the process, you can comment down below. And if you like the video, press like button, subscribe to the channel and stay connected for more of the videos coming. Thank you for watching.